All right. Last week we did f of g. We figured this: if I have a function of x that looks like this, x squared, and I have a g of x that looks like this, x plus 1, then f of g of x equals x plus 1 squared. Were you here on Friday? Okay. Well, all this basically is I'm doing f of g. So I'm putting, it's like this, f of g of x. Okay? So if I put g of x into where x is here, remember g of x is x plus 1, and I put it in to replace the x with x plus 1, that's what I come up with. See, that's all I'm doing. I'm putting f of g. I'm putting that in there. Okay? So we got that part done, and then we could turn around. Let me rewrite this again. F of x equals x squared, and g of x equals x plus 1. If I did g of f, in other words, g f of x, which would be g of f of x. Now we're taking our f of x and we're putting it in for the x here. Okay? So this would be x squared plus 1. All we did is replaced our x with x squared. Okay? See what I did? All right. So we got that part. That's part of what we... You going to come up with something? No. I know. I bumped here. Okay, so we did that. Now, in here, we're going to do this. F of, how do we want to write this? F plus g of x. Okay, we had f of x. So if I said my f of x is equal to x plus 1, and g of x is equal to, let's say, x squared, and if I did f plus g of x, I would just be adding them. I'd be adding my x plus 1 plus x squared, right? Or if I rewrote this so that my exponents are high down, all right, it would just be x squared plus x plus 1. I'm adding them together. Pretty easy, right? What are the other ways that you can look at this? Well, obviously you could go f minus g of x, which means you would subtract them. So if my f of x equals x squared and my g of x equals x plus 1, I'm going to go f minus g of x equals x squared minus, now this is real important, you're subtracting x plus 1, right? So you're going to have to carry that minus sign through. Way to go. Minus x minus 1. Okay, Reese, you rock. All right, so that's one of them. Here's another one. F over g of x. You divide them. Okay, and f times g of x. You multiply them. Looking pretty good? There's 6 problems right here. They've given you on here f of x, and they gave you g of x. All right? Add them, subtract them, subtract, multiply, divide, and divide, okay? All right? Should be pretty easy to do that. Okay. Last week, listen up. We did the f of g and g of f. That's really all these are, is the same thing. But if you notice, there's a number in there for them. So what we have to do, in this case here, I've got g of 2. We got to figure this one out first, and whatever that number that is, then we put it in our f. So if we had g of 2 right here, this would equal 2 times 2, we replace our x with a 2, plus 3. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3 equals 7. So now we take f of 7 and figure that one. We put 7 into here. 7 squared is 49. Plus 4 times 7? 28. That's a plus there. And that's it. So 49 plus 28 is 77. There would be our final answer for this one right here, would be 77. Okay, see how we did that? And this one here, you have to put 2.5 into f of x first. And whatever number you come up with there, then you put that into the g and figure that one out. Okay, this is g of f, this is g of f, this is f of g. See how those work? All right, you guys have those to work on. Nah, there aren't 18 though. Let's see, there's nothing up here. There's what? 4, I did one for you already, so do 16, 17, 18 on this page. And on this page over here, you've got 1 through 6. So you really have 9 problems to do. Yeah.